Okay guys, this is as you first walk into the room, and I know it's still a mess, but it is looking better. Um, still have several things laying around, this basket here. Actually, I need to sort through that basket. This is where I've been teaching the Grandmother Flower Garden classes, the hexagon classes, and I need to put some of that away. I'll probably have a few more of those classes, but actually, next Saturday, on the 30th, I have a yo-yo class that I'll be teaching, so I need to get all that stuff ready. And again, my bookshelf, it still looks pretty good. And, um, sorry about the glare from that light. My cutting table, it still has some things on it that I've been sorting. This table still has a few things on it, but um, I don't know if you remember the big, huge pile here in the floor that I could barely walk over. It was horrible. But I still have, there's a few things there, and I need to vacuum. And I think actually that I will get the shop vac, my husband's shop vac, and vacuum first, instead of using my vacuum. um, and this is a Christmas gift. I need to put it up. But I've set some things up here on my top of my quilt frame that need to go over there in the storage area, storage closet. So I'll still be working on that. And these things are just empty containers right now that I'll probably be using. And I didn't video this part, and I'll tell you while I clean this, and I'll explain why. I just did it like 2-3 minutes at a time while I was up here, and it would be like, oh, I'm going to put this away, and then one thing led to another, and I cleaned a little more. So I didn't video that, but trust me, there's plenty more. I still got to clean all this off, sort through all those books and papers. I've read that on the couch. Still a lot of stuff here to do. If you look over here on the floor, yeah, a bunch of fabric pieces, scraps, and all that. Yeah, I still need to straighten all this stuff up here. But it looks a whole lot better than it did. I will admit that. I'm very pleased so far. And I did mess around with a couple blocks the other day with some new fabric that I got. This basket block and the, actually that's a buttercup, I believe. But I don't know that I'll actually put those together, use them together or whatever. Just kind of trying to get the feel of, do I want to make this block into a quilt? Been wanting to make another basket quilt for a long time. I've made a few, and I sold one. Gave one to Richard's grandmother as a gift the first Christmas that we got married, and she passed away a couple years ago, and I got the quilt back. But I kind of like to make a red, maybe a red one. I don't know yet. And of course these, I need to finish these blocks. I forgot the name of this. It's a laundry basket, the quilts pattern. I don't remember what it is, but I really like it. And there's 4 huge blocks that is finished, but I think the quilt has actually 9 and a border around it. And then just some little postage stamp blocks. And fabric, actually, my bolts I have sitting in the window, which those will not stay there because of the sunlight and dampness. So they're just there temporarily. But anyway, that's what we have so far. And yeah. Oh, and I forgot this. I don't know if you remember or not, but I had some huge piles of scrap fabric that I was just getting from here and picking up out of the room. Big, huge piles. And I did narrow it down to get this basket right here full so far. And a lot of it needed to be folded and put back on the shelf. And this up here and here, these are cuts that are half a yard, anywhere between a half a yard to 2 yards, I believe. And then this is anything over 2 yards. Most of this is like border fabric or things I have planned for borders or something like that. But this is larger cuts. Like I said, anything over the 2 yards. Most of them are 3 yards. That's 4, you know. So, and then of course I have my bolts over there and lots of other scraps. But anyway, I'm feeling pretty good about it. So, I guess that's it for right now, but I'll probably video a little later. I'm going to work in this room some more. Probably this morning, actually, because I'm just kind of, stressed and worried about Richard traveling this morning on that road, not knowing, and, but praying that he's safe. Hi guys, it's a little after 5:30 in the morning, so excuse how I look. Just checking in with you. Actually, it's like 5:40. My husband just left for work, and he had to leave a little early because the roads were really slick this morning, and we live in a very rural area, so just a few inches of snow sometimes will just basically shut us down. And actually out there right now we have maybe 1.5 inches, something like that, but there's ice. Part of it is ice, and so it makes travel really really slick. Later tonight we're expecting, well, last I checked the weather is 8 to 14 inches, so that will just paralyze us. Like I've mentioned, we do live in a rural area, and with lots of hills and back roads, and it makes travel really hard. Hunter hasn't had school. Let's see, Monday was Martin Luther King Day, so he didn't have school. He went Tuesday. Tuesday they were on a 2-hour delay because of the cold temps. It was single digits. And then he didn't have school yesterday, and of course he won't have it the rest of the week, and probably won't have school most of next week. Anyway, my husband left a little early. I think I mentioned before that he's a nurse, and usually when they have bad weather like that at the hospital, they expect you to, basically, if you're scheduled to work the next day, you either stay there and they put you up in a room. I think, actually, I believe they put them up, like, they have a floor that they don't use that often. And I think that they open it up and put the employees up there in a room and stuff. But I know my best friend, she works at another local hospital, and they put them up in a hotel across the street. Richard decided to come home last night instead of staying, and so he's back. He left a little early this morning to try to get to work, and I'm just praying that he doesn't have any trouble. You know, I've mentioned several times that we do live in a rural area, but he doesn't even have cell signal for probably, I would say, a good 40 minutes from here before he actually comes back into cell signal. Has signal. So anyway, I guess no news is good news. So he just left a little bit ago, so hopefully everything will go okay. So I'm up here in my sewing room, and actually I'm going to video and show you a little bit of the progress of my cleaning, and I'll actually probably post it first and then post my my little talk here. But I feel pretty good about my progress so far, so I'll have to let you in on that. Okay, hi guys. It's almost 6 o'clock, 6 a.m. now, and I haven't heard from Richard yet. Like I said, I get so stressed out over this stuff. I worry myself sick. Yesterday, my oldest son, Andrew, was at work, and when the small snow came, like I said, it does have some ice under it, and his truck is a two-wheel drive, and I was worried, oh, worried to death. And I called him, and he works, well, he was probably about an hour away from here, and he works with autistic children, and he loves his job. And so I called him, and he's in the middle of a town, and you know, they keep their streets pretty clear, so he didn't know what was going on out, you know, on the interstate or the, you know, other main roads. So I called him, and he did leave work, and he went to his dad's house. His dad, excuse me, his dad lives, I don't know, 15-20 minutes from where he's working. So yeah, there's no way he could have made it on out here. So I was just glad that he made it somewhere safe. I don't know if he's going to be able to venture out today. Like I said, his truck doesn't really go very well. Where's two-wheel drive, especially in this weather. And the snow that we have coming, yeah, he may miss some work, and I hate that. He really doesn't like to miss work at all. He likes those paychecks, and he loves what he does. But anyway, later in the day, up in the morning here, I think my sister and I are going to try to venture out and get to town. My mom is going to watch her little girl, my sister's baby, and Hunter, I don't know, he'll either stay with my mom or go with us. But today's payday, and I need to go to the grocery store anyway, and I do want to pick up a few things, a few extra things because of the weather. If the snow does hit like that, like I said, you know, to some people that's not a lot of snow, but here it kind of paralyzes our little area with all the hills and back roads, and they're talking about some ice with that storm. Sunday morning, they even mentioned like 10 to 12 below zero, 40-mile-per-hour winds, and we tend to lose power back here on this big mountain. And but one good thing is if we lose power, we heat with a wood stove, and I also have a propane stove heater toward the back of the house, and our wood stove pretty much heats the rest of the house, so I'm not worried about, you know, getting cold. And as far as that goes, I can cook on my wood stove. We've done it before. And so I need to pick up a few extra things for Hunter. He's doing better with his braces, but he still has a few little issues of, you know, some things that hurt when he eats. His teeth's still a little sore. But anyway, and like if we do lose power, my mom and sister will probably come here and stay. So you know, I want to pick up some lunch meat, a few little things like that, snacks and stuff. But my mom lives, you can't even see her house from mine, but my mom lives in this direction, and my sister lives this direction. And my sister, actually my mom is at my sister's right now, and my sister lives, it's exactly a mile from my house. So you know, they're close by, but you know, I can't see them from here. But we all kind of just stick together at times like this, so hopefully it won't get too bad, but I'll try to keep you updated on that. And right now I'm going to turn the camera off and go downstairs, get me some coffee, and probably come back up here and clean. Okay, right now I'm going to work on organizing my cutting area. And I had this thing up here before, and it really worked well for me. I put like my larger, oh, not larger scraps. This is like my larger pieces. This is not fat quarters, or they're odd shaped or something, but they're not like big enough to put in my fat quarter storage or over in my yardage. And but then I have these smaller pieces and stuff, and I put those on the bottom section, and then if I had little strings, little tiny strips of fabric, I put up here for my string quilts. So right now I'm going to work on that, and I still haven't heard from Richard, and it's only like 6:15. Actually, sometimes he still doesn't ever get cell signal on bad days, but who knows? We'll see. And which he told me when he left, no news is good news. And he actually drives a little Jeep Wrangler to work, and honestly, it goes really good. He just got new tires on it not long ago, so hopefully he won't have any trouble, but we'll see. And I'm putting my brighter scraps in another section. I don't use those quite as much as I do the more muted Civil War looking fabrics. This drawer here is like background fabrics. But anyway, I only slept maybe 2 hours last night. I'm not sure why. I do that just every little bit. It drives me crazy. And last night, like I said, I slept maybe 2 hours at most. Night before, now what's that bigger piece doing in there? It goes there. The night before, I slept rough. Well, actually, the night before, I didn't even go to bed till like 8 o'clock the next morning. I was just, I don't know. I just do that every little bit. I hate it. It messes everything up. Oh, and I'm cleaning downstairs a little bit, you know, trying to make sure all the laundry and all that's done up, just in case that we do lose power. When all the laundry and the dishes and all that stuff done. And it got me thinking that, excuse me, several years, well, actually, probably, I'm going to say 10, well, no, probably about 12, 13 years ago, Hunter was a baby at the time, actually. And, but I had a lady that came a day or two a week and cleaned my house. And let me tell you, I miss that so much. And but at the time I was working full time, and Richard was working full time, and it really helped out a lot. And but anyway, actually, the lady that cleaned for me, her name was Pam, and she was my childhood best friend, and she was going to college. Actually, she was going to nursing school at the time, and she was just doing little odd jobs like that to, you know, pick up extra gas money, this and the other. But I'll be honest, whew, she helped me out probably more than I helped her as far as, you know, paying her, and she used it for gas money. But oh, I miss her. She was so good at cleaning. And but now that I'm home all the time, you know, I guess that's more my responsibility. And for some reason, I don't think I could talk Richard into letting me have a cleaning lady now that I'm home all the time. And to be honest, I can't afford one. You know, one income makes it hard sometimes, but I'm grateful that he has a job. So, and he likes his job. He loves being a nurse. He loves doing what he's doing. So, these are sections actually, of clothesline, and I make hot pads and baskets and stuff. You know, you cover them with fabric and then you do coil them up and do a zigzag on them. And I need to find a place to put those. Put them out there for right now. But anyway, I have several things I need to get ready for my class. My yo-yo class. It's just too early. I can't even think. And but I had to dig out my yo-yo quilt. Actually, I have one of those dug out, but let me, while I'm thinking of it, I'll go get the tiny one. Okay, this is the upstairs bathroom, and it's not finished. As you can see, the trim's not done, the outlet's not done, and it needs cleaned really bad. But the house is a work in progress. Like I said, we're paying for it as we go and doing it as he has time. But I'm going to show you back behind this. This is more quilt storage and quilts. And I have a ton of quilts. I've made well over 250, probably close to 275. I have them listed. I have a list. And I've sold a bunch. I've given a bunch away. And I still have well over 100 in the house. But this is the one I'm looking for right now. This, if I can get it out without making a huge mess. This is a baby quilt. Let me get it out here and get it spread out. Okay, this is a baby. Well, it's meant for to be a baby quilt, Afghan top coverlet. Just my plan was, well, guys, Hunter was supposed to be a girl. That's just how it was, and I was going to use this in the crib, and well, long story short, I had 4 ultrasounds. Now, Hunter's 13 years old, so ultrasounds wasn't as plain then as they are today. But 4 ultrasounds, and each time they tell me that he was a girl. And everything I had was for a girl. And he pops out a boy. And I thought I was going to have a heart attack. No, my husband almost had the heart attack. So we look back on it now and laugh. But so anyway, I'll always keep this, and maybe someday, if Hunter, way in the future, if he has a little girl, then I will probably pass this on to her. But I'm going to take this to my yo-yo class and kind of show it as well.